All right, everybody, this is a guided walkthrough for the Forensics Get 2 challenge from picoCTF 2026 as part of their forensic series of challenges. The challenge description says, the agents interrupted the perpetrator's disk deletion routine. Can you recover this Git repo? Download the disk image here. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to set up our challenge solving environment. So we're just going to click on Open in Workspace, this button here. Inside of the CLI terminal over here, we want to right click it. We want to select this frame, and then we want to select Open Frame in New Tab so that we can get the terminal in a full browser tab, which is what we want over here. We're going to be working inside of the temp directory because there's a limit on the disk space in your home directory. So move into the temp directory, then exit the workspace, select the link for the disk image, right click, select copy link, go back to your web shell, make sure that you're in the temp directory, and then type wget space, paste in the disk image address, and then hit enter to download the file. So the file is going to take a little bit of time to download because this is 126 megabytes. But while this is downloading, let's talk about what's going on in this challenge. So this is picoCTF 2026 Forensics Git 2. In this challenge, they want us to recover a Git repo. But what does this mean? So the first thing we want to do in this challenge is we want to extract the file system. Like in the previous challenges, we can't interact with the Git repository unless we've got the file system, we have direct access to the file system. So we're going to be using the task recover tool to extract the file system to our local machine. So like in the previous challenges in the series, our first task is to extract the file system for the disk image so that we can interact with the Git repo. Okay, we do this using the SleuthKit's task recover tool, and we're going to talk about how to do that in a second. And then afterwards, we locate the Git repo using the find command and then enter that directory. So let's go back to the web shell. So we've downloaded the file. We need to unzip the GZ file to get direct access to the disk image. So that's going to take a little bit of time because this is a big image. Well, not that big, but 126 is kind of big for the web shell here. After that's done, we can directly access the disk.image file here, and we're going to be using the SleuthKit to interact with the image. I'll teach you a little bit about how to do that. Okay, so that's done. And the first thing we want to do is we want to take a look at the disk partitions on this particular image. So we run mmls. So it's multimedia ls, multimedia list on this image here. So the one we want to access is this partition here with the offset 1140736. There are a couple of other partitions on here as well, but we're not really interested in those. So we extract the file system with this command over here. So we run task recover. The file format is ext4. In extract mode, the offset is this one. It is a raw disk image, and the name of the disk image is disk.img. We're going to extract the file system to the current directory. Okay, so after this is done, the file system will be extracted to the current directory, which is the temp directory over here. So from here, we need to locate the Git repository, and Git repositories always have a directory called .git. If we look for that, we'll find that the Git repository is in here. /home, CTF player, code, killerchap@, and that's the name of the repository. So we're just going to enter that directory. and the Git repository is over here. Okay, so normally what you would want to do is you would want to pull the git commit history here by running the git log -p command. But we've got an error message. Fatal, not a Git repository or any of the parent directories. So what does this error message mean? So when we attempt to get the commit history using the git log command, we get a specific error. So fatal, not a Git repository or any parent, stopping at file system boundary. So this error occurs because the Git repo has been partially deleted. So they actually talk about this in the challenge description. So they interrupted the perpetrator's disk deletion routine. Can you recover this Git repo? Okay, so with a bit of research, we discovered that the .git refs heads directory and the .git refs tags directory are missing. So what we need to do, well, we could probably, if we knew about Git, what we would do is we'd take a look at the tree for the current directory. Tree, oh, there's no tree command. Okay, there's no tree command. Is there something equivalent? That's okay, that's okay. But you do a little bit of research, you figure out that these two directories are missing. So git refs heads and git refs tags. So what we need to do is we need to restore these directories. lslhar, does that recreate the tree command? Or does it look kind of like it? lslahr. Okay, so we see that, so the current directory has all of these directories in it. And if we knew our Git file system structure, we would realize that there are a couple of missing directories. Whoops, where are we? Over here. Okay, so these two directories are missing. So the first thing we need to do is we need to create those directories. We can do that with the make directory command. Okay, let's go ahead and run those commands. Where are they? So we just need to get into the web shell. We'll run make directory git refs heads and git refs tags. So after that's done, we try to do the same command again to get the commit history. But we get another error message. The other error message here says your current branch master does not have any commits yet. So that's because the logs over here, or the references and the tags, they don't have the proper commit hashes. So we get a different error. We don't have any commits. Okay, we can restore the commit history in 2 steps. The first step is to retrieve the last commit hash from the logs directory. So we take a look at the git logs, and then we get the hashes. Okay, so over here, we run this command to get all of the commit hashes. So the only one that we need to really be concerned about is the last commit hash. And what we can do is we can feed this into the next command. So the next command is git update. So it's git update refs/heads/master to update this file with this commit hash. So after that's done, we should be able to get access to the commit history. All right, so the last thing we need to do is we need to get the commit history and complete the challenge. So from here, we can do git log -p, and then we've got access to the commit history again. Okay, my cat thinks keyboard is a napping pad now. Maybe it's writing a novel in secret. I'd read anything titled Meow Moires. Yeah. Okay, so what we're doing, like usual, we're looking for the flag in the git commit history. So ask rescue at the door and use the password picoCTF this thing, get rescue. So we'll just highlight this and copy it. And we solve this challenge by recovering the Git repository. We go back to the challenge description, paste in the flag, and click on submit. All right, everybody, that was a guided walkthrough for the Forensics Git 2 challenge from picoCTF 2026 as part of their forensic series of challenges. If you enjoyed this guided walkthrough, please click on the like and subscribe buttons in the video and leave a comment underneath the video. But until next time, HackerFrogs out.
Hey there, HackerFrogs! Are you enjoying this workshop? Learning new concepts and skills? If so, there's a way you can support the channel, and it's totally free. Just click on the subscribe button below the video. Also, click on the like button, and if you have questions or comments on this workshop, please leave them below the video. Thanks for listening. And now, back to our scheduled programming.